Hi, and welcome back to ENTP Life. In today's video, I have a special one for you. Now, you guys know that here at ENTP Life, we mostly talk about real estate, business, and then I sprinkle in some of my other interests. In today's video, we're going to be covering one of my major loves, which is aviation. Now, if you're not already a subscriber to this channel and any of those topics interest you, please feel free to hit that subscription button, and don't forget to like this video because likes helps the video get promotion because that's what YouTube's algorithm favors. And if you have any questions at any point during this video, please leave them in the comment section below. I like to answer questions and engage with those who are viewing the videos, and that's really what I'm here to do. So the more you guys comment, the happier I actually am, because I know that, I'm making some sort of headway and connecting with people to a certain extent. Now, you know that I recently moved from New York to Florida, right? But my plane, which is a Piper Cherokee 235, was still in New York. And I wanted to bring that plane down because Florida is like the best state, in my opinion, to be flying. You're right next to the Caribbean. You can actually fly from like Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas in about 45 minutes, which is really cool. Actually, I think one of the first islands is only 15 or 20 minutes right off the coast, and you're into the Bahamas. So that's, just something to kind of sprinkle the cake with. But you're also able to fly on over to Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Myers. There's so many big cities in the state of Florida with a little bit of a different flair to it that you could actually go and visit and really make some good flying out of it. Now, I have a friend here on YouTube. His name is Mike. His channel is Mojogrip. If you're not familiar, I'm gonna put the details of his channel in the comment section below and in the details for the video. His channel covers mainly aviation. He highlights planes and he gives you a rundown as to which planes are best for the dollar, what are the new planes coming to market. So if you have any interest in aviation, I highly suggest you check out his channel. But when he was up in New York, he decided to feature me and my vintage 1964 Cherokee and to just go over what is the experience of being an aircraft owner, how much does it cost to own a plane, etc. And from that video, I met a guy named Justin. Justin was a subscriber to Mojogrip's channel, and he lives out in New Jersey. So he reached out to me to say, hey, if I ever need a safety pilot, somebody to just be up there along, side me, just in case I run into bad weather or just to be an extra set of eyes. He was like, I'll volunteer. I'm a pilot. I'm looking to go commercial. I need to build my flying time and my flying experience. So if ever you need me, let me know. So the time came where it was, a good window of weather to fly down from New York to Florida, right? Because I'm a VFR pilot, I don't have my instrument rating, and I need the weather to be clear the entire East Coast for me to have flown my plane down. And that weather opportunity came on Monday of this week, and we took advantage of that. I called Justin up, he was down for it, and that's what this video is going to cover. You're going to see me fly from New York to Fort Lauderdale in one day, and I hope this video inspires you to take an interest in aviation. Now, if you stick to the very end of this video, I have a special offer for my subscribers and anybody who's I guess new to the channel. So stay till the end so you can take advantage of that special offer. So after fueling the aircraft, taking off, and establishing level flight, we were heading down the East Coast to fly south straight to Florida. Here's Justin and I, just getting ourselves settled in and in for the long ride. Now, we decided to make our first checkpoint to fly over Atlantic City Airport, and here's the Atlantic City coastline. Now, as a pilot, you use airports and whatever you can as checkpoints, and airports are best because they're safe. Here we are over the Virginia Beach area, and if you can see, there's a bridge and tunnel system that's one of the longest in the world, bridging that gap between Delaware and Virginia. Our first stop was at the Wilmington Airport in North Carolina. here, we decided to land so that we could get some fuel. Fuel services are usually provided by FBOs, or what I guess is called a fixed base operator. And most FBOs have tons of treats, and this FBO had some fresh baked cookies. After fueling up, we were out again. Now we're a few hours into our flight and the sun is starting to set. The best part about flying into the sunset is the colors just start to all come together and you get that golden look. As we were flying, we each took about an hour turn, alternating so we didn't burn out. My plane doesn't have an autopilot, so all we do is hand fly. Now that we're deep into the night and the sun is almost fully set, look at how pretty this is. You have all these colors in the sky and all the lights down below. We're about 30 minutes from landing at Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport, and this big patch of black is the Everglades. So this is the longest stretch yet. It's what, about 900, 1,000? How long was the total flight? 1,100 nautical miles?
Yes, and around like 10 hours with stops.
Oh man, glad we made it in one piece, honestly. But it's time to get out of here, try to hit up the airport. So I hope you enjoyed the visuals from my little adventure. And it really sucks that we weren't able to make our flight in Fort Lauderdale, because the idea was that we were gonna fly down starting at 6 a.m. to get to Florida by about 5 or 6 p.m. And then I had booked flights for us to return back to the Northeast at around 9 o'clock. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let's factor for some delays. But what we didn't factor for was that the plane was covered with ice when we first got to the airport. It was at 6 a.m. and what happens is like condensation settles on your plane, right? As the temperature comes down, the moisture in the air settles on your plane. And since it's winter time and we are at night, we got into freezing temperature. So all of that condensation turned into frost and ice, and we had to wait for the sun to rise and melt it off. That was at 9 a.m. So we were already about 3 hours delayed. So of course a delay kind of carried throughout. We were flying into a 15-knot headwind, which also slowed us down, and we just didn't make it in time. We were rushing to the airport, didn't make it. So that was the only bummer. But on to that special offer I was talking about. Now, I always want people to fly with me, right? The majority of the time I'm flying by myself. It's good to have company. So if you're down in Fort Lauderdale area or you're visiting Miami and you're just curious about meeting me and getting to know what aviation's like, please reach out to me and we could go up together. I usually am flying by myself. I want people to kind of take it all in, and hopefully I get to inspire a new generation of pilots, because none of my friends in my real life and in my childhood are pilots, right? I've met some pilots along the way, but none of the guys that I went to high school with or went to college with are flying, right? So it would be cool to have more people to share in these adventures with me, right? So if you have any interest, don't hesitate in reaching out. You can reach out right in the comment section below, or you can reach out via email if you're a little shy. My email is listed in the About section, so just reach out and we'll see what we can do. I'll even let you fly the plane, right? Because as the pilot in command, I'm the one who's in charge anyway. So if you wanted to kind of, turn left, turn right, to get a little feel for what it feels like, you're more than welcome to do that, right? So you could go home and say, I flew a plane one day. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please reward me with a like. I'm begging at all times for likes, subscriptions. If you do subscribe, make sure you turn your notification bell on so you get notified of whenever we put out new videos. And if you had any questions about how do you get started, the cost of becoming a pilot, what's the best flight school to go to, which I don't have the answer to. There isn't a best flight school. But what should you do to get your private pilot's license, or even go the career route? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you again for joining me here at ENTP Life. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.